What's up, everyone? Gogan here, coming at you with another extended video. Today's lesson is about expressions, okay? And how we can really do expressions without having some crazy long scene or some scene, right? We can just go into Maya, throw some expressions on the character, and practice our expression changes just by throwing some expressions on there and our transitions, right? Because some of the biggest, most important things when we're animating is our expression changes, okay? And how we go from one expression to the next. And you can take these as far as you want, okay? You don't have to like do these super mega polish, okay? And if you do want to do polish on these things, like you can do that and you can put it on your demo. That's the cool thing. But you can just like take these as far as you want. You can do it as a warm-up for like if you're in studio, or do it as a warm-up for an assignment, just like, but this gets you that mileage, okay? That animation mileage of really being able to have the practice you need to change expressions, okay? So this is what we're going to do today. This is this is the expressions we're going to do and how we're going to go through them, okay? Since we're going to start with the first expression, okay, and then work our way through 3 different expression changes. See, she's happy, then she goes to sad, then she goes to confused, and then she goes back to mad, sorry, and then she goes back to happy. Okay, so 4 expression changes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Just, I've got the basic setup. I've got the split top, okay, graph editor on the bottom. I set a camera up. I created a camera on the top here so I can really just keep a focus on her face. Same camera on her face, okay? And yeah, really simple setup. I don't have her body doing anything at all except going up and down, okay? In the scene, you don't need to do any of the body work. Just the shoulders matter and the main body control and maybe the chest control, okay? And obviously her face and her hair and pigtails and stuff, okay? Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Pro Rigs. They are the ones sponsoring this video today. This is Sam, one of their little kid rigs. It's really awesome. Love how wonderful she is. She's really cute. She's really fun. I've had a lot of fun animating her. I will use her in my future videos. I suggest you go to prorigs.com and check out Sam that they have over there. They also have like tons of other rigs that you guys can use. It's only 20 bucks a month. I really highly recommend you go and check them out. Again, you don't need the Sam rig to practice the expressions, but that's what we're going to be using today. So we're going to go ahead and botch everything, just get rid of it all, and we're going to start from scratch, okay, guys? And truly from scratch, okay, let's start truly from scratch, really zero her out. So let's go ahead and rotate her shoulders down, okay, like this. Rotate them up. She's happy, right? Let's pull her mouth out like this, okay? Rotate it down. When I'm thinking of my expressions, I kind of just like feel my way through the expressions, okay? I don't really draw out. A lot of animators will draw out the expressions, okay? I kind of just feel the character as I'm moving the controls around, okay? I don't really like necessarily like draw out my expressions. A lot of animators work that way, and it's okay if you don't, okay? There's nothing wrong with you not doing that. If that's not your workflow, don't feel obligated to do that. Okay, we're just going to start moving some controls around here. And don't be afraid. This is just an exercise kind of thing, right, guys? This is just an exercise. This isn't anything to like be stressed about, okay? This is not like, we can put this on our demo reel, but like we're not going through this like being like, okay, this is a demo reel shot. I can make this like super pretty. I got to make it like facial expressions look amazing, okay? Like that's not necessarily what we're going for here, okay? When you're doing these expression exercises, we're just going for practice. And if the expressions come out looking really phenomenal, then absolutely, yeah, throw them in your demo reel, and and it'll be great, right? Okay, turn her body out like a 3/4 kind of thing, right? That's what I had going on in that video. Okay, maybe cock her head just a little bit like this. Okay. Pull her eyebrows in. She's got just like a pretty general happy face, right? This one goes a little bit more up like this. I want to pull one corner up a little bit higher. Let's see how that's looking. Okay. In the example I gave, I had her eyes a little bit more crossed. This gives you a little, a really like a little kid vibe, right? Really cute eyes. Okay. This. Okay, let's make sure we have a key set on all of our controls. We're just dealing with the face and body and shoulders, but want to make sure we have a key on everything, okay? Like this. Rotate our arms down, more like this. I think her chest was rotated like this. Okay. She's got that little pudgy kid look, right? She's really happy. Okay. Ah, man, she's so cute. Let's see here. Oh, let's make sure we are in stepped and clamp mode, okay? Just right before we're gonna jump into everything. Clamp and step just for now so that we can make sure we aren't adding any in-betweens and it's all weird. Woo! Get rid of that. Save that there. Okay. When I see stuff like the pigtails here on the side of the face, Kay, I really like to, I want to see those pigtails. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate those out like this. It doesn't really matter if they protrude out of the, hair tie geometry, Kay, because we're not really worrying about that. You can't really see that side. Plus, again, this is just an exercise. This isn't any final work. Maybe those pigtails are sticking just a little high, so we can pull those down like this. Okay. And then grab this one again, rotate it outward like this. Okay. So this side of her face is opened up, okay? Over here, this side is the more closed side. So we want to push that, okay? Push that not super far, but far enough where you still get that that squish down one side look, and the other side's more opened up, okay? With our eyelids here, we want to make sure that the eyelids are pointing to what she's looking at, okay? You always want to try and do that. And since both of her eyes are coming in closer to the middle, we're not going to do this, right? She is looking off over here, but her eyes are pointing more close to the middle. So we want to pull those over inward, okay? And that's the direction of her eyes that they are going. Real quick, everyone, if you're enjoying this video so far, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It lets me know that you guys want to see more. It lets me keep going. It makes me know that you want me to keep going, with this channel and all that good stuff. Please leave comments for anything you want to see. I do take requests, putting them in the schedule. A lot of people are requesting a lot of videos, so please leave the comments, hit the like and subscribe button, and let's keep growing this awesome channel. Thanks, guys. So we're gonna pull this here. It just lets the audience see a little bit more of the eyes. It doesn't cover, right, because it was like this before. Oops. Let's pull this up, straight up. And this eye shape here isn't as appealing as, say, this, right? You can really see the pupils and see what she's looking at. It's a lot of fun. I think one of her eyes is a little cocked downward. You can see it just a little bit here. So let's pull that up just like this. Okay, I think we have our first expression, okay? And I'm liking that first expression. Now, let's go to our second expression, which is our sadness. Now, it's good when you're doing these exercises, Kay, that you really want to go into like a contrasting, facial expression, right? A contrasting, because if you're going to smiling to surprised, there's not much to transition into, right? But if you go from smiling to sad, it's like they're looking up for happy and then down for sad, and their mouth goes down, their mouth closes, right? Typically when a little kid is happy, they're looking up and they're smiling with their mouth open, right? And their teeth, maybe we can get some teeth in here. Okay, I think that's how I did it in my last example. In the example video, we can get her teeth coming up. In fact, with these guys, you can actually get, you can pull out one of her teeth. Oh, I thought you could pull out one of her teeth. never mind, maybe not. And cute to do some kind of animation where teeth are pulled out, where she like loses a tooth or something, and she shows her dad. Of course, you can always just like make a cube or something like that and figure out some way to show that. Okay, she's smiling now. Maybe too much top teeth. Yeah, I like that right there. Okay, so we have our first expression, right? She's happy, right? Look at this cute little happy, sweet little girl. Okay, now we're gonna make her sad. Okay, so sad. So let's go ahead and rotate these shoulders down. Sadness is another thing. Like you can use like the other parts of the body. You need to, not you can, but you need to use the other parts of the body to really showcase emotions. Okay, now things like her hair, right? The little pigtails, they don't have like a brain of their own, but you can mess with them just a little bit to really extend that emotion out from just the face, right? You need to use the other extremities of the body to really show emotion on humans, because that's what they do. When you're happy, you're like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm excited, my shoulders are going. And then when you're sad, you're like, man, I'm not having a good day. You know? And so it's like your shoulders play such a big role in the body and really like in the brain. And it's like your shoulders honestly hold a lot of weight of the world, right? Of your own world. Okay, so you need to show that in your animations and in your expressions. Okay, the shoulders play a big role. In fact, let's go ahead and do something that I forgot to do. Let's go ahead and pull her up. Okay, she's on her tiptoes. She's really happy. Dad's come home or something, right? And when you're sad, you go downward. Okay, sadness is down, happiness is up. We'll try and fit all the expressions in there. If not, we'll go ahead and do a part 2, and we can finish it off. Finish all this off, part 2. Okay, so eyebrows, when they're sad, they go downward. They point downward like this. Okay, you get like a valley type look with the eyebrows. They point downward. Okay, we're having the left screen left face be the side that is opened up more, so we're gonna keep that brow up. Okay, just for this exercise. Go ahead and grab the eyelash controls. I'm sure there's some kind of picker that ProRigs has or something. I just don't know. I just went ahead and was just going, right? I didn't really do a bunch of research. I just got too excited and wanted to get in. When you're sad, you look downward. Okay, so we're going to pull her eyes down. Maybe to the side. Okay, she's feeling guilty or bad about something she did. She, hit her little brother or something, I don't know, or she stole some chocolate from the store. So she looks down. Of course, you can't be happy when you're in trouble. So let's make her sad. Okay. Pull this jaw up like this. Animators are weird. Let's see. I love to stare at people. Sometimes, just like when they're walking around, just like stare at them. Kind of a creepo. Like, it's just like, I'll watch how they move, right? And I'm sure not the only one here that does that. Watching people, how they move around. And then I catch myself doing it, and I'm like, man, I'm a weirdo. And luckily, the people never, like, realize what I'm doing, and they're never like, what's that? I mean, maybe they do, but they just never say anything. But anyway, so she's sad, right? Maybe get this a little more downward. I don't like how far her face is pointing down. Okay, she is sad, but I don't like how far her face is pointing down. I like to see that neck. Okay, because when it's like this, she kind of just looks like she's got this going up in her shoulders, kind of looks like it's peg head or something. Okay, so let's get a little bit of that collar showing. Okay, in this kind of angle that we have. Okay, again, we can use the pigtails to tell part of our story here. Okay, downward. Pigtails don't typically have a mind of their own, but you can use other extremities of the body, even the pigtails and the hair, to really tell a story. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get much. There we go. We'll see how that looks on our transitions. But for right now, it's working. Okay, maybe this hair, we can also use the hair, right? To go down into a more sad pose. Okay, point this hair down like this. Pull it down into here. Okay. She's looking really sad, right? She's down, looking down to the side. She has broken a window. And Mom is not happy. I'm going to zero these out just because I want to get those eyes aligned correctly to 0, 0. Okay? Maybe pull this out just a little bit farther. If you pull this out, you'll notice her eyes will get farther apart. Okay? Your character's eyes will get farther apart. Be aware of that. Instead of like, if you don't want to get things messy and move these around and move this around, you can just pull these out and the character's eyes will get farther apart or closer together depending on how close the face you are to the face. But we'll go ahead and just do that. Okay? Sad right here. She's got it. She's really sad. Okay, and I just kind of get, like, with my workflow, I kind of just, like, get a generalized face pose. I don't, like, spend hours and hours on the face pose. I'm all about, just like in all my other tutorials, getting to the point, okay? Happy. This girl is happy. Now she's sad, okay? Now we're going to do a, like, I think it was a weird, like, she's confused, okay? Sad. Boom. That's great. Perfect. Moving on. We gotta move on. Okay, get that, and then we'll go to this. And what I do, honestly, is this pose is halfway there with that like a confused look. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and copy and paste that. Okay, that copy and paste button is selecting all the controls. I am hovered over the first frame, right, and then I need to go over to the I need to copy and paste over to the frame that I want. So I middle mouse click, drag. In this case, it's going to be the third frame. Press S, and it's going to copy that, okay? So we've already got half of the work done for us, okay? No reason to do more work. Let's go ahead and just zero these out, speed things up. I'm going to pull her mouth down like this. Right? She's confused, so she's going to have this. One brow is going to be worried, the other brow is going to be happy, okay? She's confused, like, what? What's going on here, right? Her shoulder's going to remain down. Ooh, looks like we need to get her eyes up in the air. Right? One other thing you want to make sure that you do is some rigs, these rigs, pro rigs, right, have these really nice controls here where they are, it squishes the face a little bit, okay? She's happy, her face is going to be more squished. Sad, it's going to be more squished here. She's like, what? Okay, it's going to be like that, stretched out. Okay, we're going to cock her head like this. Turn it like this, okay? Ooh, she looks more like, duh, right? So we need to get that more like confused look, okay? And we'll experiment here, okay? We'll experiment and how we're going to get that look. Okay, pull the brow down here. Let's see how we're looking. Maybe we can do, looks like we went a little too far. Okay, make sure, I always run into that problem where I'll scrub over too far. And if you do that, it's okay. Just go to your last frame, press S on everything, make sure everything has a key, and then copy and paste to the frame before it, right? And that'll get you the key, the same key pose that you want, okay? Okay. We found her confused look here, okay? She's like, huh? Right? And maybe actually we can pull these up just like this. right? Huh? Like really squint those cheeks up, okay? And I'm actually wanting to right here, I'm actually wanting her to feel more sad. So I'm gonna pull her cheeks up as well right there. She's like, huh? And then with that, we can pull this down just a little bit more as well. Let's look at this one here, see what this one does. Ooh. Oh. uh, I like where it's at right there. And then we can do a angry face, right? That's our last face. Again, the sad is kind of halfway there, so we can copy and paste the sad, the mad, or the sad, and get our mad. Okay? When we're mad, where our brows are furrowed like this. Okay? She is already looking mad. Okay? But she needs to look up. She's mad at someone. She's mad at dad because he yelled at her or something, or he hurt her feelings. So she's mad at dad, right? Yeah, she's super mad at her mom and dad. You can even furrow those brows just a little bit more. Be aware, though, of the eyelids, okay? You never want an instance where your eyelids are protruding past your, like, folds of your eyebrows, okay? Your eyelids tend to, like, they do rest right on the bottom of your brow muscle, okay? Right? Your eyelids are gonna rest there, okay? And, you want to make sure that they're not protruding. Just like this, okay? She looks a little drunkard, right? So we got to do a couple of things to make it so she doesn't look like that. Bring them in. Do some experimenting, right? There's nothing wrong with experimenting. Okay? Pull these over here. We can pull her forward like this. Just a little bit. She's angry. It's not like this. She's like, what? No, she's leaning forward angry. She looks a little dopey right now, like almost drunkard. So we're not going to do that. This little child has been doing some underage drinking. Okay, her cheeks are going to remain in this upward. She's squinting, right? So let's also get these things. She's really angry. She's not happy. And what's going to really help us with our anger look is this little white right here, right? Okay, we're going to pull this down. You get that sneer, right? Just like this. Get that sneer. She's not happy. And maybe get one of these. Close off this side of the face more. Get a sneer like this. Okay. We're gonna curl this up, and we need to fix this hair on all the other ones. It's not quite as far down. It's just a little bit down. Let's squish her face a little bit here, like this. There we go. That's more angry. She's looking more angry. Got to pull the lash down here. And if it's too far down and it's not looking good, then we can pull these brows up. Okay? Just like this. Okay. let's go ahead and be done right there with these facial expressions. Again, this is just an exercise. This isn't like a final thing. Okay, this isn't a final assignment. This isn't like we're not trying to make this necessarily a demo reel piece. We're just trying to practice our facial expression change skills, right? There we go. Yeah, I like that angry face. I like all these face poses, okay? But because we want to go back to this happy face, we want to transition back to the happy, we need to copy and paste back to the happy face, okay? So she's happy, contrasting, she gets sad, then contrasting again, the face lifts back up into more surprised, huh? Or surprised, the confused. I keep getting those confused. Surprised and confused for some reason. Then she goes down and angry and back to happy. Everything is contrasting. Each pose is contrasting from the next, right? And so that's what we want to really practice these facial expression transitions, okay? So now, as we always do, let's go ahead and time it out, okay? I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is in blocked and stepped mode. I think I already did it here, but since I already animated my very first frame in auto, it automatically keeps that in auto, okay? So we're gonna do probably, let's just say 25 frames in between each expression change from now. When you're doing these exercises, try to, and acting it out, try to still keep timing in mind, okay? On a lot of these tutorials, I go ahead and do similar timing on every single pose change, okay? Just to get it started, okay? And we fill our way through that and see how it feels, okay? So 25 in between each expression change. So let's go ahead and see how that's working for us. Okay, we can clearly see that we're not staying in sadness very long, okay? Like, people, when they're sad, okay, you want to try and evoke the emotions actually in, like, how it would actually be in real life. When somebody's sad, they really feel that sadness. And the way to really make the audience feel that sadness is to let the character be sad and stay in that sadness for a long time. That's how you can extend, like, more serious feelings. Just let it be in those serious moments, right? And let it ride out for a while, okay? So we're gonna let her be sad for a while, okay? Go ahead and grab all these. Make sure we do have our eye controls as well. We're gonna let her be sad for 50 frames, okay? So we're gonna go all the way up to 75. And then after that, she's gonna, she's gonna be sad, and then she's gonna go to confused, okay? We're gonna extend this out. Oh, let's not do that quite yet. Let's see how this feels for us first. Okay, our confused obviously is not long enough. I feel like our happy is pretty good, right? We can extend it out longer, but I feel like our confused needs to be more longer. Not quite as much as sadness, but like we want them to feel that more, like that change in like that different emotion. Like happiness is just kind of like a default, okay? But when you're feeling like a different kind of emotion than happiness, it tends to stay a little bit longer, okay? And then angry. She's so mad. She's so mad. And she stays in that mad for a while. Okay? So I've got different timing for all of these. Okay? They're not all quite the same. These are pretty similar. Let's see. 75 to 110. That's 35. And then 110 to 150. That's 40. So we are all on different times here. Okay? So we are going to be transitioning. Now this is the part where you can add some frames in and where you get out of that uncanny valley, right? Because if I just hit the spline button, okay, let's just like hit the spline button and see what happens, okay? Let's make sure there's a key on all of our in-betweens. I mean, all of our keyframes, okay? Let's make sure there is a key on all of our controls, on all of our keyframes, okay? We've got 5 here, so we're going to press S, middle mount, less than sign to skip over to the next, and then gonna go ahead and press S on all those. Okay, We're safe there. Now let's go ahead and hit the auto button and destroy our animation. Really destroy our animation, okay? Oh no. Yeah, oh, so bad. She's just like going from one to the next. Like, how do you get rid of that, right? This is how you get rid of it. Okay, let's go back to our stepped. Okay, now the way we get rid of this, or take care of that, is we have to have a bookmark frame, okay, where it's the same right here into the next pose change, okay? So from 20 to 25, let's say, that's way too fast, but from 20 to 25, from frames 20 to 25, that's where she's going to do a pose change, okay? From here to here when we hit spline. So we're going to hold this pose until here, okay? And then we're going to transition into this, okay? Same over on the other side. We'll say 60 to 65 to 75. She's going to take 10 frames to go transition into this next pose change, okay? We'll go ahead and do 5 frames here. I'm going to extend those out no matter what. I'm just doing, I'm just putting this in here just so I can teach you guys, okay? And we'll do 5 frames here, okay? It's going to take them that long. Now, let's go ahead and hit the spline button now, see what happens now, okay? You'll notice it doesn't look quite as bad. She's not just going, which is something that a lot of people struggle with, as they can't get out of that. They're like, why isn't my, like, timing working? And, like, they're just, like, looking so swimmy and all this. It's the only reason is because you're just not locking down their poses before they transition to the next pose, okay? And that's what we just did. Now we just hit the spline button. Now we can go look at this, okay? Now she's going from one expression to the next with some actual, like timing, okay? Instead of it just going, clown look, right? Anyway, so we have that. Now, we don't have to go back to blocked, okay? We already have this. We wouldn't be doing anything else anyway within each of these transitions, okay? All we're going to be doing in these transitions is playing with the timing, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and add 5 more frames here. And I'm just going to make each one of these just 10 frames just to see how it feels, okay, on the transition. If it's too fast, we can take care of that, right? Going from happy to sad. Sadness is quite a big, like, you're going to sadness. Like, people tend to, like, sulk and really go slowly into that sadness, right? And confused, I feel like the confused is just fine. On the timing, on the confused. Now, the going to mad, that does feel good. I like the mad. It's going into it really quickly. The sadness, going into it a little too quickly, okay? We're going to go ahead and give it another 5 frames. Okay? Perfect, okay? I think that's perfect. So, and then going back into happy. Going back into happy is nice and quick, okay? So, now, let's get into the juicy stuff, right? Of, like, really playing with the, transitioning into these different emotions. And the point of this exercise, okay? Like, the whole point of this exercise is to get into, like, every part of this exercise matters, but this is the biggest part, right? Okay? Is transitioning from one emotion to the next. So, very first thing I do is I get rid of all of these, or I try to, for very starters, get rid of all of these, like, plateau areas, right? Let's see how much she's moving down. It goes down. She should be going back up just a little bit here into this confused, okay? We're going to go back up. And we're going to get rid of all these valleys, okay, on the core body, okay? She's going down. So we need to ease into that. Down, okay? That ease into that. Oh man, we need to ease into that, okay? And we're automatically already going to ease into this one over here as well, so we might as well bring both of them down, just like this, okay? And then we're going to grab our graph, our tangents here, okay? Oh, looks like my camera is blocking, okay? Go like this, okay? Now we're going to ease into that. just like this, okay? We're easing into that. Where it flattens out right here, that's where you're easing into it more and more. So we can see that. All right. You can already see that, right? She's going down, okay? That might be going down a little bit too far, so we can pull these up, just like this. It's going past this keyframe here, so we want to make sure that we pull that up just a bit, okay? We don't want this plateau here, so we're going to pull this up. And just if I like how far up she is already and I don't want to pull her up any farther, I might want to. But all I would need to do at that point is pull this down instead like this. If I liked how far up she's going, right? But I think maybe she could go up just a little farther. Okay, and we're going to ease into that upward. Okay. Now, this is a good thing we're running into here, is we need to make it so that the plateau, like how do I fix this plateau? Right here, right? Well, the graph editor, you need to make it a loop, okay? So we need to pull this down, and just like before, we're going to go into this next one, okay? This one and this one are pointing the same direction on those handles, okay? They're both pointing at the same angle, so it's going to naturally go into the next one, okay? It looks like on this one here, I need to flatten that out a bit, okay? So let's go ahead and watch what happens. Let's go ahead and make this 170, okay? And now it's going to loop smoothly. Okay? Obviously she went back and then stopped and went up, and that's because we need to lean her back. And now we need to go flatten out all of these ones where she is leaning back. Oop. Let's see here. What? Oh, looks like I got it on 2 different ones here. Oh, bonkers. That's okay. So we have her lean back on this one. Okay. Perfect. Then she's gonna lean forward, and she leans forward using the right control. Okay. Anyway, so get rid of this plateau right here. Pull that up. We're going to go ahead and pull this up as well. Okay, because we want to get rid of this plateau here. We're going to pull this down. And this is just like some generic work that I just go ahead and automatically do no matter what, because I know I'm going to change these. She leans forward. Sad. That's already looking better. Okay, we need to make this a clean loop. Grab the first and last ones here, just like this. Okay, make this a clean loop. Grab both our handles, pull that down. Now it's transitioning back into okay, now let's do the head. Okay, this is really all it's about, guys, is these first initial steps. It's kind of annoying, but once you've done it a lot, you just kind of get used to it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add this into the head. Get rid of these 2 plateaus. They're going into that, okay? Oop. This one. Pull those down. Since we pulled this down here, this plateau is leading into this one here, okay? This plateau, this is what it was before. We're pulling that down. Now this makes it so we can go like this with the 2 end ones, make it a clean loop just like this. Transitioning nicely into that. Woo! She's going a little far back. That's okay. Let's go ahead and zoom our camera out a little bit. Okay, now you can see that she's transitioning like nicely in and out. She's not going right, and she's transitioning nicely into each, okay? And obviously this, we're not done, obviously, okay? It's going to take quite a bit of, like, working in these poses and, like, working this polish out, right? So, The next thing, I just like to make my character look more alive, okay? And the next thing I'm gonna do, like one of the biggest like transitions you need to put in a face is blinking, okay? And what I typically do is I make blinks 2 frames to go blink down, okay, to close, and then 3 frames to open. Actually, I do 2 frames to close, hold that for a frame, and then open it back up. And you'll see what I mean right here, right now. Okay. She's going to go down. 1, 2. Her eyelids are going to close. Something really interesting, okay, about eyelids. The upper lid is always going to go farther down. It's probably about 70-30, okay? 70% upper coming down, 30% lower coming up. Or 80-20, whatever, right? But the upper eyelids are always going to come much farther than the lower, okay? It's not going to meet in the middle. That's one of the big things that like animators do, or like beginner animators will do. They will have it so the eyelids meet in the middle. That is not how eyes work. The upper always comes down lower, okay? Oh, I hold for a frame there, okay? Then I pull it over. Oh, looks like we're still in step and clamp mode, so we're going to go ahead and turn that off. Go to auto save. Okay. We got to go ahead and do this. That automatically makes her more alive, right? She blinks when she transitions, and that's just like such a simple thing that you can do. We've already set up one of our blinks. This is another thing, pro tip, okay? We've already set up our blinks. You can just copy and paste the other blinks, okay? You don't have to redo the blinks every time. Now, I will say this. I do customize the blinks based off of the emotion. But as a general rule of thumb, I do 2 to go down, 3 to go back up, okay? As a general rule of thumb. But I will customize as I need to, okay? If they're more sad, I will have them go down for an extra frame. I'll have them go down maybe 3 frames and then come up in like 5 frames because they're sad, right? Their sadness is a very slower emotion. Anger, I'm gonna have it really just blink really fast and then really get into that anger, right? When you're angry, you're like, people go from 0 to 10 really quickly, right? And that's what you need to think about. Is like people like tend to be like, when something happens, they're like, boom, you freaking so mad, right? They go from 0 to 10 quickly, way faster than they go from anger to happy, right? It takes a little bit longer. Okay, she's blinking now. She goes down. Okay, so now let's add some of that sweet overlap, okay, into the head. The easiest, quickest way to build overlap, unfortunately, is to just do it in the keys, okay? To just do it in the keys. You don't have to move keys around, okay? But you do have to set a key and to build that overlap in, okay? You do have to set a key. So we're going to go ahead and set a key here and then build that overlap. And so there are 2 things that you can do here, okay? You can either move this key down. That's the easiest way to build in that overlap coming down, just like that. So you notice that, right? There's that way. And there's this way too, okay? To build it over like this. You've got to pull this down. Now, this is not as easy and quick, okay? But people tend to want to make their timelines look fancy and pretty, right? The fact of the matter is you need to get used to pulling your keys around. It'll get you the best results, okay? Don't be afraid to move the keys around. Don't try and keep your like timeline so pretty looking, okay? That's not, you need to try and break that habit. Okay, I used to be like that. I used to be like, I gotta keep my timeline clean because I can't manage all those keys. Okay, you've got to get used to it because that is the best, easiest way you are going to be able to add in those offsets. Now, you can go ahead and pull this down like this so that you can keep all of those, like that whole key moving over, but as soon as you select something else, there is this key with that, okay? And if you want to, you can delete that key. But over time, you will get used to having different key timing on different stuff, okay? That's just the easiest way to get, like, different timing and everything, okay? On overlapping, okay? Oh yeah, she overlaps really nicely here now, right? The body comes down first. The chest, we're gonna have the body come down a little bit sooner, even. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and grab all these keys, pull them over like this. All of the keys, right? We're not just grabbing the transform here. We're grabbing all of the keys and pulling them over because we want all of the transforms to go over. Then her chest is going to be after that, and then her head is going to come after that. So now she's like, oh. Now on this, add this head transition, right? Her body is moving backward really quickly, so we want to go ahead and offset the head right here like this. We're gonna have, as she comes back, right? She's gonna come back like this. The head is gonna rotate downward, okay, as like an overlap kind of thing. She's like, what? Right? The head does it. It's really subtle, like human, right, form, like in real form, but she's gonna like, huh? Okay, so we're gonna build that in there. We're gonna have the head rotate down and then come up like this. It comes up really quickly, so we want to time that out just a little bit more. And maybe that rotates up too much, okay? I'm not liking how much it rotates up. So what we can do is we can go to the X here, and we can pull that up like this so it doesn't rotate up quite as much. And maybe it eases too much, okay? It's feeling really good, right? So, something interesting, okay? When you're going back into something, okay, when you're falling into something, you don't necessarily like do a weight shift, okay? You're gonna fall into that emotion, okay? But when you are coming back, the body, and especially when you're doing like a take, right? The body is going to come downward first, okay? We're gonna build that in here. It's gonna come downward just a bit, like this. It's gonna come downward first. And then it needs to ease into that up, like that. And maybe that goes a little too high up, so we're gonna pull that down a bit, like this. Maybe it goes too far down. Right, but she goes down and then comes up. Okay, she goes down and then comes back up. It's really subtle, but it's like a weight shift on your hips, okay? You're coming back here, okay? Okay, so we added that little dip down, right, where she goes down and comes back up, okay? Now she eases into that, right there. And I don't like how she's dipping too far down here with her head, and we're kind of losing that here, and we're also like, she's not really looking at anything, right? So let's go ahead and point that head back up, and we have a crash. That is scary. Luckily, I pressed the reopen button fast enough. Okay. So, back in a jiff. Okay, so we have her coming up into her confused look like this. Okay. And now I want to go down into the angry. Okay. And I think we're coming to a close here on our tutorial, right? We're definitely going to do part 2 so that you guys can really see like more of a polishy pass on it. But let's go ahead and do a few more things to really sweeten this up here. I think our head points down a little too far because if you notice On here, we kind of lose her neck here, okay? And I don't like that. It's going a little too far. Let's go ahead and pull her, oops. Let's go ahead and pull her face down a little bit, okay? Just like this. Well, the graph, right? Pull the graph down and her face goes up. I like that more because now she's actually looking at the person, okay? We're also going to have her eyes drag upwards like this, okay? Because right now her eyes are just kind of going with her head. She's focusing on this, okay? Yeah, okay. I'm just noticing that she doesn't have a blink here. Let's give her a blink right here on the transition from mad to back to happy, okay? We already have those blinks happening, so let's go ahead and build that in. Two to go down, and then 3 to go back up. And you can customize those afterward, right? Oh, sad. All right, so we've gone. I really like how this is, okay? I want to add some eye darts, though, to really round out this tutorial, okay? We're going to do a part 2, but I want to do some eye darts to really show, like, even this much of a, exercise, right? Even this much of an exercise, just doing an exercise, we were able to accomplish a lot. Like the character, you can feel the emotions of the character, right? And like she's doing, like, just with some head offset and all that stuff, we're really able to like really get a sense of like how she's feeling, okay? But let's sweeten that up just a little bit more, okay? And the way we're going to do that is we are going to add in some eye darts, okay? So she's up here, set a keyframe, copy and paste that keyframe to the next frame, okay? And then you're going to move the eye, okay? Let's move this down just a little bit like this, okay? And then we're going to go about 8 frames or so, okay? Copy this one to the next one, middle mouse copy and paste, okay? Then we're going to have her eye dart back, okay? Okay, there's those ones. Really, actually, fun fact about the eyes, okay? When they're blinking, your eyeballs are actually going to go with your eyelids, okay? When you're blinking, okay? It's really hard to miss and notice, but that's the way your eyes work. When you blink, your eyes actually go down with the blink and back up. It happens so fast, so it's hard to notice, but that's what happens. Anyway. So her eyes start going numb. You're also going to look before you blink. Okay, you're going to start to look where your eyes are going to go before you blink. So say I'm looking over here, I'm going to go. My eyes are going to look, and then right in the middle of the look, my eyes are going to blink. Okay, so my eyes start going in the direction of the blink first. So let's give her some eye darts. So these are my favorite one. This is my favorite that I actually did. Is these eye darts because she's looking sad, and then she's looking more sad, okay, with this eye dart, and then she's going to look even more sad, okay? She's feeling real guilty about stealing that candy. And now she knows her mom's going to make her go apologize to the store clerk. That's what happened to me as a kid. I stole a Tootsie Roll. My mom made me go all the way back to the store and apologize to the store manager. It was horrible. Traumatizing, really. So, now we've got these eye darts down here, right? Which she's looking really sad, which is great. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to have her, I want to, since this transition of her looking up confused, I'm going to actually have her start to look up right here. Like this. She looks up, and then she blinks, okay? Another fun fact, okay? Your eyes are never going to move too much without your head moving with it, okay? Eye darts are different. Like, it's just a dart. It's just a little bit. My head's not going to constantly, like, when I'm eye darting, go like this, right? That's just weird. No, but if your eyes move enough, your head is going to go with it, right? So let's see here. I'm going to do it. I like literally can't like I'm trying to move my eyes without moving my head. Right, okay. There we go. But unless I'm like purposely doing it, my head is going to move with it. I just did it by accident. I looked over here and I looked, right? Your eyes are never going to move so much that your head doesn't move too. Eye darts are not, your head's not going to follow your eye darts, okay? Because they're just darts. But if your eyes are moving enough, your head is going to move with it, okay? So let's go ahead and copy this, paste this pose, and then ease into it a little bit more. And then we're going to have her go down with her head, like this, okay? But I don't like quite how much she's coming up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and ease off of that just a little bit. And maybe she goes into that a little too fast. There we go. Okay, I'm liking how that looking. Let's save it. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay, let's see what we have so far with our eye darts. Right? Ooh, man. Ooh, those eye darts are going really far, right? Like, especially when that's sad. She's like sad and she's like looking down to the side. Oh man, those eye darts are like really working for us. Okay, they're like the bread and butter of the like facial acting, right? This is like so good. It puts a brain in their head. Okay. So she's gonna eye dart here as well. Look over this way, just a smidge. Go down a couple frames, copy and paste. Move it back over or up, you know, and have it hold. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so good, right? That's so good. We're really getting that sense of like confusion, and she's got a brain in there. She's trying to comprehend things, right? Now we're gonna have her. Maybe she can eye dart 3 times here because she's angry. You know, when somebody's angry or feeling intense feelings in their brain, they tend to eye dart more. Fun fact. We can have her eye dart. She's looking into the eyes of her dad that just took her candy away, or gave her like a little spanking or something. She's mad. All we know is that she is mad. Don't know why, but she is not happy. Let's see that. Okay, yep, we're gonna have her eye dart just a little bit more this way. Eye darts back that way, then back the other way. Oh yeah, so good, right? Oh man. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I think this is where we're gonna wrap up this tutorial. Okay. We got a lot out of this tutorial. I mean, you can see that even with just doing this and doing these transitions into these 4 emotions, 4 or 5 emotions, whatever it is, we're able to get a lot of like mileage, okay, and a lot of practice out just from doing these expression changes, okay. And it really gave us a really big sense of like putting the brain in our character's head and transitioning from one emotion to the other. We're definitely going to do a part 2 where you do a little bit more of like the finessing into like the emote and like facial transitions with like the mouth, what the mouth does when it's going into like a different facial pose, and like the cheeks do and all that other stuff, and the brows. Okay, we're definitely going to do part two, so please come back, watch part 2 if you want to know more about facial animation. As always, guys, I have my Discord server called the Animation Help, where anybody that comes, leaves their shots, I give feedback daily. So please come on by, guys. I will leave you feedback for sure. Secondly, there's a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Okay, there's a lot of extended videos. If you're new to the channel, you made it all the way through this video, please go check out other videos. There's a lot of really cool stuff that I'm gonna be releasing and doing like a daily exercises. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff on this channel, so please go check it out as well. Thanks, guys. Happy animating.